Coming to you from the Deep South, this is the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast. High-impact leadership is not reserved for leaders, and it has nothing to do with your position, title, or rank. However, it does have everything to do with your character. It's time to climb to the next level and beyond, personally and professionally. Now, let's start making it happen with your host, Max Story.
Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about the 5 types of leaders. And actually, my next book that I write probably is going to be titled 5 Types of Blue-Collar Leaders. And I'm going to actually dive into this pretty deep. I've actually shared most of what I'm going to share with you today is actually in my book, Defining Influence. Increasing your influence increases your options. But I want to share a little bit about the 5 types of leaders that I believe that there are, and just help you understand what that means, what each one of them means, kind of a few traits that they possess, and then how do they lead. So let's just jump right on into it today. So the 5 types of leaders. The first type of leader is a managerial leader. Those leaders have weak character. Their desire is to be served rather than to serve. Their focus is on getting the team to serve them, not them serving their team. They also have a scarcity mindset, which means they believe there's only so much to go around, so they've got to make sure they get it. That's why they want to be served. They're focused on their own success, not their team's success. And their competency of a managerial leader can range from undeveloped to highly developed, because being a managerial leader is not about your competency. It's about your character. That's why you can have a lot of competency, a lot of skills, a lot of abilities, or you can have very little, because managerial leaders are able to lead others only because someone has given them a position or a title. They focus on managing, directing, and controlling people and processes. Managerial leaders value the position more than they value the people. And the people know it. If you worked for a managerial leader or you're working for one now, there's no doubt you know it. I talk about Andy Griffith's show a lot. You know, if you're old enough to know about that or have seen it, the managerial leader is Barney Fife, not Andy Griffith. Andy Griffith's higher up the list. He's one of the other types of leaders, and he has a lot of the character traits of the others, and few, if any, of the managerial leader. Managerial leader's strength comes from power, control, formal authority, and personal results. So a managerial leader is the least effective of the 5 types of leaders. They have the least influence. People only follow them because they have to. They're not in the position to serve others. Their desire is to be served by others because they are in the position. They see others as tools to use to complete their objective. They prefer to make decisions instead of facilitate decision making by their team. And as I mentioned, their weakness is character. Oftentimes when people are first promoted, they naturally become a managerial leader. Many times, especially in the blue-collar workforce, people are promoted because they can do a good job. I guarantee you already know that. Most people get promoted, especially from the front lines, they get promoted because they can do a good job. Probably the best job of anybody on the team. That doesn't make them a leader, a high-impact leader. Giving them a position makes them become a managerial leader. They've got to develop their character. Listen to podcasts like this by me and other people. Read books by me and other people who are talking about leadership to become a high-impact leader. But there's still another level before you'll get to any of that stuff. Another type of leader. So the second type of leader is a relational leader. Their character is strong. They also have a desire to serve And instead of a scarcity mindset, they have an abundance mindset. Their competency is undeveloped. The managerial leader could have highly developed or poorly developed competency because they're leading with authority, position, and title. But a relational leader is leading with their character. And remember, anytime I'm talking about leadership, leadership is influence. So the managerial leader really only has influence. It's artificial influence because they have a position, title, rank, authority, that sort of stuff. But a relational leader doesn't have to have a rank, title, authority. They simply have authentic influence based on who they are, their character. And the reason they're a relational leader and not one of the other three that I'm going to describe is because their competency is undeveloped or very general. So people like them and they like people, but they haven't developed their competency to a level that they actually can lead someone somewhere because of their competency. They need to develop a competency and then they'll become a higher impact leader. So their focus is on leading people, meaning influencing and releasing people. They value people more than their position, where managerial leaders value their position more than the people. And a relational leader's strength comes from relationships and moral authority. So a relational leader builds relationships in order to influence others. People want to follow them because of who they are, not what they are, not because they're a boss. They don't have to follow them. They want to. They develop mutual respect with others and work well with them. Although people want to follow them, they have not developed specialized knowledge. And that's what I was saying a second ago. They have to develop a competency to become a higher impact leader. Some of the next three types of leaders we're going to talk about. So the relational leader's weakness is not making the necessary sacrifice to develop their competency. So let's talk about the third type of leader, the motivational leader. Their character is also strong and they have a desire to serve. They also have an abundance mindset. And I didn't mention that last time when I talked about the relational leader who also has an abundance mindset. But an abundance mindset says there's plenty for everyone. So they're very secure. They don't have to be greedy because they think there's enough for everyone. The managerial leader is full of greed. They lead with greed. So back to the motivational leader. Their competency is developed and specialized. So now they have strong character. They have specialized and developed competency. That's what moves them from relational leader to a motivational leader, is the development of the competency. They're also focused on leading people, influencing and releasing them, but they still focus on managing the processes and getting results. I'm flipping through my book here, talking to you on some of these topics. And the motivational leader values people more than their position. And their strength comes from relationships, moral authority, and team results. That's what's been added on to the motivational leader. They're getting results with a team because of their competency. They're able to lead others to get results. So a motivational leader seeks mutual benefit for themselves, others, and the organization. People want to follow them because of who they are and what they know. They influence others from the outside. They're process focused because they want to get results, but they are trusted and deliver results for themselves, their families, their team, their organization, their customers, their suppliers, and their community. Their weakness is not making the necessary sacrifices to reproduce other motivational leaders. So the weakness of the relational leader was related to character because character is responsible for developing competency. If I won't get the competency, the schooling, the degrees, the certification, the on-the-job training, the learning, the knowledge, if I'm not curious to learn more, Whatever it is I need to do to get the competency, if I won't make the sacrifice, that's a character weakness. But here at the motivational type of leader, their weakness, they have a competency, they have good character, but they need better character because they're not focused on reproducing other motivational leaders. They're still focused mainly on getting good results and building good relationships, but they're not really focused on developing leaders like themselves, reproducing themselves. So the fourth type leader is an inspirational leader. Their character is even stronger. Each one of these types that I talk about, the character gets stronger and stronger from each level or each type. So character is stronger, desire is to serve and develop others, and they also have an abundance mindset. Their competency is highly developed and specialized. Their focus is also on leading, influencing, and releasing people, but also they've added in a new focus, and that's developing motivational leaders. They lead with intent to develop other motivational leaders. And obviously they value people more than their positions. The inspirational leader's strength comes from relationships, moral authority, and the growth and success of others. The motivational leader, was focused on those things too, but they were focused more on team results. The inspirational leader, they're still going to get team results, but they've added in the growth and success of others. They've taken on that responsibility. That's a pretty big deal right there. That's a game changer. So an inspirational leader inspires managerial and relational leaders to become motivational leaders. That's why the inspirational leader has to have even more character development, because they've got to be able to influence managerial and relational leaders to choose to become motivational leaders. An inspirational leader's focus is on growing themselves in order to inspire others to grow. They influence others on the inside. They're people-focused, not process-focused. They focus heavily on character development, and true inspirational leaders are followed because of how much they care and who they are on the inside. They're inspired by the growth of those following them. And see, inspirational leaders get their energy from the people they're growing and developing to become motivational leaders. They're actually charging others' batteries, but those others are also charging their batteries. It's a two-way street. It's pretty cool. So the fifth type of leader is a transformational leader. And Rhea and I are actually on September 27th and 28th in Atlanta, Georgia. You can go to td.org and look up their Learn Now workshops. We're doing a 2-day transformational leader workshop for the Association for Talent Development, and that's their website is td.org. Or you could go to topstoryleadership.com and look up our events calendar, and there's a link to that. All of our public events are on that calendar on our topstoryleadership.com website, but there's not a lot on there, not because we're not doing anything, but because that only shows our public events. Most of the things we do are private or corporate type events, so the public's not allowed to come to most of the things that we're doing. But if we are doing public stuff, you can go check out that event calendar. So back to type 5, the transformational leader. Their character is strongest. Their desire is to serve and to develop others, and they also have an abundance mindset. But the key to the transformational leader is their character is the strongest of any of the 5 types. Their competency is also highly developed and specialized. It's all coming together when you become a transformational leader. The focus is on leading people. Again, that's influencing and releasing, and also developing motivational and inspirational leaders. The transformational leader, is trying to develop motivational leaders, but they're also trying to develop inspirational leaders who are going to develop other motivational leaders. The transformational leader is kind of at the top of the leadership pyramid, if you want to kind of have a visual and illustration. They value people more than their position as well. That's obvious. Their strength comes from relationships, moral authority, growth and success of others. And then this is the key, the respect they have earned because of what they've done and how many they've done it for. So a transformational leader's passion and purpose is to transform others. They are the most influential of the 5 types of leaders and are highly respected. Their reputation precedes them, kind of like Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King Jr., Gandhi, maybe Truett Cathy. I've been talking about him in the last few episodes. Anyone who knows about Chick-fil-A and who they are, and they know that Truett Cathy was the founder, he's definitely a transformational leader. Bob Chapman, that I talked about before. Anyone who knows a little bit about Bob understands that. They're all well known for developing high-impact leaders throughout their organizations. Transformational leaders touch people within all industries and across multiple generations. They've influenced many leaders for many years. Their influence is continuously being transferred through many other leaders at many different times in multiple locations. So that's kind of a snapshot of the 5 types of leaders that I talk about in my book, Defining Influence. And that book's not 30 chapters and 3 pages per chapter like most of my books. That book was my first book, and it's kind of my foundational book. It's the one I wish everyone would read, but because it's bigger, it's about 250 pages instead of 90 pages like most of my books. But that book, Defining Influence, and it's on audio as well, it is full of stuff that's going to help you get to the next level and beyond. And I'm actually going to talk about some of the other components in this chapter that I got the 5 types of leaders in. And it's a section on managing people versus leading people. So I'm probably going to do maybe multiple episodes coming up and talk about managing people versus leading people, what the difference is. Just some small examples, some shorter ones. This episode is going to end up, it's about 20 minutes. So most of these others will be short, probably the 5 or 10 minute range, and I'll talk about different aspects of managing versus leading to help you see what the difference is, so that hopefully you'll choose to become a high impact leader. You'll move into the motivational, inspirational, or transformational type of leader. You'll become that. That's the goal. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Talk to you next time.
Make it happen or someone else will. It might as well be you. Are you serious about taking your career and your life to the next level and beyond? Check out Max Story's Blue Collar Leadership series books and others, now available on audio, along with paperback and ebooks at Amazon, iTunes, and Audible. Please visit bluecollarleadership.com to learn about Max books, programs, special offers, certifications, and more. Thank you for listening to the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast.